You ever been to the TFC game and had one of the Italian sausages there? They're unfrickin' believable. Unbelievable.
Hi, kids! Victorious puppies! This team is ruining my life! Why do I watch hockey? Stress relief! We can, and we will! Victory puppies, boys! It's not a sausage, but it'll have to do. You like Italian sausage there, boys? Listening to the clip is funny, but saying it out loud is weird. Leafs win! 2-1 in overtime over the Vegas Golden Knights. Austin Matthews with a power play goal. Mitch Marner setting up John Tavares for the overtime winner. And a vintage, spectacular performance from Freddie. These are the Leafs that you know and love. But I would like to start with something else, and that's an apology. Last night, when the Vegas Golden Knights made it 1-0, assisted by Cody Ceci, I tweeted out, "Get Ceci off my hockey team, dude." I don't think there's anything wrong with making criticisms, making jokes, or even being a bit harsh. But that one I didn't feel good about it. No one's asked me to apologize, no one's told me to apologize. I just don't, that's not the channel that I want to be running here. So if that tweet ever got back to Cody Ceci, hopefully this gets back to him too. I'm sorry, not cool. On a much happier note, the Leafs won! And Cody Ceci is on the Leafs, so Cody Ceci won. Not exactly what I expected out of a Leafs and Vegas Golden Knights game. It was a high-paced, high-event game that I was expecting, but it was a goalie duel between Freddie Anderson, yeah, and Malcolm Subban? It was amazing the week-long lead-up to this Vegas game because you had half the fan base going, yes, give us Garrett Sparks, and the other half going, no, he's going to get a shutout. And we see Malcolm Subban and his atrocious numbers come into town and we go, oh, good! And then he puts on one of the best, if not the best, goaltending performances that the Leafs have faced so far this season. And there was no goal scoring until the third period, so we can talk about the pace of the game a little bit, and also Leafs Nation's reaction to the thing, man. I'm just not getting it. That win, while imperfect, was the Leafs' third straight. The Leafs win against Philly wasn't perfect, the Leafs win against the Kings wasn't perfect, and the Leafs win against Vegas wasn't perfect. But you know what? They were all wins! It's one thing if you're getting completely caved in, and arguably the Leafs' worst game was against Philly. It's another thing when you're just not dominating, which the Leafs haven't really done over the last 3 games, but you're not going to dominate every game. Like I've said before, the NHL's a pretty good league. And I don't know if some people are still clinging on to the fact that Vegas is a recent expansion team, but man, they're a wagon, and I expect them to contend for a cup. You're not gonna dominate them most nights. I thought the Leafs had an excellent start to this game, which is something that I'm pretty sure they're working on. At very least, they were the better team in the first period. Then the second period came around, and wow. They didn't have a shot on goal for the first 10, 11, 12 something minutes of the second period, and I'm like, shoot it at his chest! They finally had a few chances to just get a shot on, and high and wide, and low and wide, and wide! Spelled W-H-Y-D! And there were a few strange individual performances in this one. Like Trevor Moore, I thought had to have a better game. He's getting a huge opportunity with Tavares and Marner. I thought he had a good game. And even though he's been, I thought, extremely improved recently, what happened to Kasperi Kapanen in this one? Everyone was focusing on the fact that the Leafs couldn't score on the power play, and it took them 6 attempts to do so. But I watched the second unit get out there, and I'm like, do they hate Kapanen? He had a couple wide open looks, and they would not pass him the puck. And then later in the game, wide open net, they do, and he doesn't shoot it! Taking the puck, skating it into the corner, and turning around, the Kings know that's happening. They pinch it and take the puck back. Like, if Kasperi Kapanen has the puck and he's leading the rush and it's not a breakaway, that play's dead. And man, his hustle is there every night. He works hard, he skates hard every night. You can't take that away from Kapanen, and it's something that this team needs. But his confidence is either there or it ain't. And last night, I call his Space Jam game. Walking around like, what's wrong with Charles Barkley? And I said they had a good start. I thought one of their better starts of the season. That might be because, well, their first shift was bad. Less than 20 seconds in, Riley Smith coming in and ripping it off the post. That might have got their attention. Second period, the Leafs aren't able to get any shots because they're on the penalty kill. And even though the Knights are getting their shots in, Freddie, especially that glove save, oh. And lately, especially when it comes to the penalty kill, I've been reluctant to blame Freddie for anything because I just feel like the defenders have been doing such a poor job in front of him. But it's like, do you believe in miracles? No, sorry. Do you believe in occasional incredible saves, but in the Kings game, I thought I saw it. In this game, I know I saw it. Fred Vember has begun, ladies and gentlemen. Not to be outdone, he wants to impress his hometown crowd. Malcolm Subban on his own penalty kill. Capping it over to Moore. Oh, he lifts that puck at all. It's in the net, but instead Subban with an incredible save with his pad. And then a little over 4 minutes into the third period, the inspiration for the tweet. Here's how I saw the goal, and I want you to tell me if I'm off base. The D pair out there is Ceci Muzzin, and it seemed to me like Babcock was experimenting a little bit in this game, but I can't remember if that shift began with that pairing on purpose. So Ceci, he's being a good boy. He's standing in the slot because there is a knight waiting in the slot. Great. But again, attention to detail, he's just sort of floating through the slot to the side of the ice that the puck is on, which, by the way, is not his side of the ice, right? D, left side. And the Golden Knights do what I've seen teams do since the preseason. They ring it around the boards from the left around to the right. And I'm always stunned by how long it takes Ceci to even do a shoulder check. Oh, it's going there. Like, look at this. The puck is in the right corner. You might be able to see it there. Stone is like, yeah, I want that. Ceci, I don't know who he's looking at. And then, of course, all right, panic crossover time. Let's go. Now, maybe he expected Johnsson to be a bit deeper, and maybe he should have been. And if he wins this puck battle, the Leafs are fine, but he doesn't. Stone wins the puck battle. He sends it over for a one-timer, and Ceci's like, he's looking for something to do. He's looking for an assignment. Muzzin is clearly busy, and Pacioretty's like, I don't think anyone knows I'm here. Shot goes on. It sounds like it was tipped. Now, at this point, I'm not going to harp on Ceci because the mistake has already been made. There's nothing he can do about it. Hopefully, he collects the rebound. And then it's easy to say, oh, just throw it behind you, backhand it, don't send it to the other team. But at that point, I think it's easier said than done. But also at that point, I feel like you make your own luck. Like, to me, now that I've slept on it, rewatching it, I feel like giving the puck away to Max Pacioretty for the goal was the most forgivable part of that sequence. I've seen a lot of people talk about Cody Ceci's skill set, and oh, his backward skating's not that great, and he's not the most fleet of foot, and he's not the greatest stick handler. You know what? Over the years, the Leafs have had lots of guys who didn't have the greatest skill set, but some of them made up for it by sort of being in the right place. Like, my thing with Roman Polak, for example, was if you're gonna be a big and mean player who can't really move around that much, at least be big and mean when you're in front of the net. Whenever he was soft on guys in front, I was like, well, then what are you doing? And I remember being at a game, I was sitting low, and I saw him tell Jake Gardiner what to do. Gardiner didn't do that, and then the puck stayed in the zone for another 30 seconds, and people probably thought, oh, stupid Polak. He had the presence of mind to see how the play was developing. Jake just didn't listen. I guess what I'm saying is some of the problems I'm seeing with Ceci are kind of between the ears, which for some reason is encouraging. It's hard to ask a slow player to be fast, a weak player to be strong, and a short player to be tall. But a partnership of a coaching staff, analytics staff, video staff can help a player know where to be. So who knows? There might be a salvageable project there yet, but I'd like it to hurry up, which I think is harsh but accurate and far more kind than get this dude off my hockey team. Now, okay, it's the third period. There's no time to cry about it. Tie the game up! Leafs get a power play, and it's like, okay, can we just refuse it? Like, what if the Leafs turn down 5 power plays and then they can turn those coupons in and it equals a goal? How about that? That would have got the Leafs a goal quicker than it did last night. Power play begins and Cody Eakin comes in with a scoring chance that Freddie stops. Holy cow, can we seriously refuse them? But then something happened. If this game was Dragon Ball Z and Austin Matthews is Goku and the Vegas Golden Knights are Frieza, they just killed Krillin. And Matthews stood there shaking. Rocks are starting to levitate. Sparks are flying. Thunder is cracking in the sky. His hair goes blonde. And even his teammates are terrified. They're like, just give him the puck. And they stop it and he says, again. And they stop it and he says, roofs it. Silly. Bump into the glass. Say hi to that nice lady sitting in the front row as the planet Namek trembles. It was watch anime or do homework. Which one do you think I chose? Austin Matthews with the power play shift of the season. Seek and destroy mode. Austin, Yes. If you've been confused as to why why am I talking now like I'm in an anime? If you've been confused as to why Leaf fans have been frustrated so far this season, it's because we know exactly what this team is capable of. And what they are capable of is what you just saw. The Leafs have tied the game, but will they win? Tune in to the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. And it was Matthews' serious seek and destroy shift on that one that did it, that ended up getting them the goal. But you know what else got the Leafs the goal on this play? They moved. Dude, have you been watching the Leafs power play this season? I don't think it's new at all, other than they just switched where Matthews and Marner are standing. The problem is they're still completely stationary, and Vegas, the second time they dropped their stick, I started to think it was on purpose. Seriously. Because if you drop your stick on the ice, and it's just laying there, and the power play you're facing does not move, it's like having a fifth guy out there. You're one of the most mobile teams in the National Hockey League. Move it around a little bit. And they did, and Matthews really did, and the Leafs tie the game. How do I still have a voice? What 9,000? I assume is what Malcolm Subban thought on that play. Now, somehow, in the final 8 seconds of the third period, the Leafs managed to give up 2 decent scoring chances, forcing Freddie to make 2 spectacular saves, and Morgan Riley looked like he got hurt. But they escaped to overtime. They secure the point. Morgan standing at the benches between the third and overtime, and it looks like he's feeling okay. And then overtime begins, and he's flying. You're like, okay, now he's okay. And like, genuinely, I hope he's actually okay, because I want to say Morgan Riley's missed like 4 of the last 5 practices, something like that. The Leafs need him in the worst way. He's one of the Leafs' big boys, and consistently gives a spectacular effort. And you know what almost cost the Leafs the game? A lack of effort. We've talked about the Leafs taking way too many bench minors, and I gotta say, even after that goal, okay, I guess the Super Saiyan powers wore off, because Austin Matthews, a trend with him that I've noticed, this guy is a slow changer, man. He's a little bit too slow getting to the bench, and Kerfoot is a little too fast getting on. And I'm sorry, I know Matthews changed slow, and some people were pointing that out. You gotta be aware. You gotta, dude, you can't go on and join the play until the other guy gets off. That's the rule. That's been the rule. Kerfoot's gotta know that, and if Kerfoot's concentrating on the play and he's relying on someone to tell him to hop over the boards, then that person's to blame. I don't know. All I know is that too many men on the ice has got to be, of the penalties that exist, one of the easiest ones to avoid, and the Leafs take it way more than most teams. It almost cost them the game in regulation, and had Freddie not been spectacular at the beginning of overtime, it would have cost them in overtime. Leafs kill it off. It's 4-on-4. I don't like that very much. I think the Leafs are better off 3-on-3. They get the whistle. It's 3-on-3. You're doomed. Now, everyone's been praising Marner, and they should, but the Knights almost had the Leafs here. Now, if you look here, Carlson is attacking the Leafs, but it's okay. Everyone's got someone. 3-on-3. It's as it should be. At the blue line, with Marner giving him a hard time, they both take bets. The Knights go, we're gonna cheat, and if Carlson gets this puck down the boards, that's all he's got to do. It can even be a sloppy pass. All of a sudden, it is a clean, clear 2-on-1 for the Golden Knights, and they're at least going to get a shot off. Or the Leafs break the play up, and it's a easy 2-on-1 because there is no other Golden Knight to be seen. Shea Theodore's decision to pinch was punished. Marner cuts off the pass and goes. And on this play, this is the Sedin-like chemistry that they have. It's like the Ovechkin bomb on the power play. You know it's coming. Then you get a 2-on-1 with Mitch Marner and John Tavares. Gee, what do you think is going to happen? Is he going to pass? I don't know. One of the best playmakers in the league with one of the best goal scorers in the league. Who's to say? And William Karlsson knows what's coming. Malcolm Subban knows what's coming. And they can't stop it. Mitch waits for the moment Karlsson takes his stick out of the lane, sets up John Tavares. He's not missing. And damn, you gotta give credit to Malcolm Subban on that one because he almost got the thing. It hits his glove, but ends up going to the top of the net. John Tavares, I think the finger's okay, wins it! Cappy! Win! 3 straights! Was that perfect? No, but They won! And this can be exactly
the season changer that the Leafs need right now. This could be the season changer that I thought the Leafs overtime win over Boston was going to be. Because the Leafs have won 3 straight and now they're heading into a weekend with Philly and Chicago. I'd greatly prefer it if you didn't drop one of those games, but if you do, all of a sudden you've won 4 of 5. Just as your team is getting healthy again. And feel free to get Travis Dermott into 20 minutes a game territory because he played less than 9 in this one. But no! I'm focusing on the good. Look out. The Leafs might just be on a roll. Questions. How good are the Italian sausage at the TFC game? They're unfrickin' believable. Unbelievable. What is it going to take to get Cappy and Willie to shoot the puck when they have a perfect shot? Saw that multiple times this game. They passed when they should have shot. Well, my problem with Willie is he shoots high and wide, and my problem with Cappy is he doesn't shoot at all. I've seen some people say, oh, you know, too many cooks in the kitchen, the Leafs are too skilled. I don't think that's a thing. But I do think it affects their mindset a little bit. Because I do think there's got to be a part of you playing with Austin Matthews, playing with John Tavares, that makes you think if you don't pass, you're nuts. But because everyone on the ice is thinking, oh, they're passing, you should shoot. To me, with Willie, it's more shot selection. With Cappy, it's, oh my god, shoot the thing. But on the first power play, they definitely should have got him the puck. If and when, ooh my goodness, we win on Saturday, could we finally say we have turned the corner? Man, you know, yeah, but like, it's November, guys, and I'm still seeing people, less, on Twitter, just enjoy the games. Like, relax. I can't believe I'm telling you that. If I'm telling you that, you need to chill. I just did the Kamehameha in my basement. You need to chill. Are you in? Yeah, it's like go Leafs go, you know? But sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm mad, but I'm always in. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends to treat yourself to an Italian sausage today at a TFC game. Get the food. Hey, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I'm playing in a charity tournament. That is next week, and I'm trying to raise, well, I already raised $50,000. Now I'm going for $100,000. Screw it. I don't care. Any donation to Easter Seals Ontario, regardless of the milestone, helps out kids, helps out families. If you have a few dollars to lend, why not lend them?